Okay, so thank you. Good morning to all of you. I welcome all the participants, organizers on this AICT Atal MDP. My topic for discussion here is green technology and sustainable development. So we are finding that nowadays there is in every country, in every section of society, the concern for environment prevention, environmental protection, pollution, it is going on at every level because this has disturbed our day-to-day life. Even monsoon pattern is also disturbed now. In during this November month, we are facing rainfall in Amravati. Even in Tirupati and Andhra Pradesh, there are floods nowadays in November. Actually, this is not the days of rain, but because of this environmental degradation and disturbance, we are now forced to have some brainstorming sessions, some discussions, some solutions, some technologies so that we can minimize. Almost all countries they are saying ki you are polluting this environment. Every country, developed countries are they are blaming these developing and underdeveloped countries ki you are blaming and carbon emissions are more, carbon footprint is more, but nobody is taking blame ki we are also equally important. Hence, here we have some discussions on how we can minimize at least in at our national level or at our state level or at our institute level also. Some strategies are there, some solutions are there because this clean technology production where the energy is produced is alternative natural fuel that is less harmful to environment as compared to fossil fuels because these coal conventional thermal power stations, these are 70% of the power generation in India is coal based or heat power generation, and remaining is renewable and nuclear is there some, and renewable energy is there, but majority of the 70% is thermal power, and that is the main culprit in India because this is causing air pollution, noise pollution, water pollution. So here we are finding some ideas, some innovators they have done that idea ki how we can minimize have green manufacturing or green power generation in which we are finding some renewable energy. Wind energy is there, then some hydropowers are there, and we are protecting the environment. Now these examples of green tech, it includes recycling, that is waste incineration and management, water purification, self-sufficient buildings, that is infrastructure that can be operated independently, and generation of energy, that is solar panels, then hydropower, then dams and windmills. Now, how technology is playing in sustainable development, or how we can means be the remedy for this. This technology development plays a significant role in achieving these sustainable development goals, targeted by improving the efficiency and effectiveness of new and more sustainable ways of development. Because nowadays, every country is on the path of development activities in every aspect of society of all countries. It is going on, but the other side of the coin is some waste is also generated, some byproducts are also generated, and we can minimize that or recycle that. These include actions to end the poverty, then improve health and education, and promote prosperity and well-being by considering environmental sustainability. Of these sustainable development goals established by the United Nations in last 7 years, this consists of 7 goals with 169 targets. These include actions to end the poverty, improve health and education, and promote prosperity. This green technology, also known as sustainable technology, takes into account the long and short term impacts something has on the environment. There are numerical examples of green technology. And this is the best hope to reverse the effects of climate change and pollution. Here we can minimize that impact. Now, goals of green technology, that is rethinking, recycling, renewing, reducing, and responsibility. Here we have to take new concept, that is responsibility. Now, every country they have been means, given some responsibility of minimizing that CO2 emissions, and this we have to take that responsibility. This is 5R, and these are the 12 principles of green chemistry. or green manufacturing, what we call. That is prevent waste. First is the prevent waste, then maximize the uh, atom economy, then less hazardous chemical synthesis, then safer chemical processes, safer solvents, increase energy efficiency, then use renewables, then avoid chemical derivatives, use catalyst, design chemicals, analyze in real time to prevent pollution and minimize the potential for accidents. Now, these sustainable development goals cover multiple dimensions of development, including social welfare, economic growth, and environmental sustainability. This 2030 agenda principle of no one will be left behind philosophy requires global partnership and participation in integration of environmental, social, economic, and governance dimensions in the process of development. This technology development plays a significant role in achieving SDG goals by improving the efficiency and effectiveness of new and more sustainable ways. This creation of new technologies which foster research and stimulate the innovations is now required. Now we have to make some innovation, some research in these areas so that we can be the leader in that clean environment, or at least sustain means achieving our sustainable development goals. These processes can be boosted by stringent knowledge sharing and collaboration among the stakeholders in both national and international contexts. Because nowadays we are finding majority of the automobile manufacturers, they are coming to India for this joint manufacturing or green manufacturing in India. And examples are now electric vehicles, which we are finding now. Government of India have made one circular by next 5 years. All these automotive manufacturers, they have to manufacture electric vehicles. And these gasoline based vehicles, these will not be manufactured within 5 years, after 5 years. Means government has set target. Within 5 years, they should change this technology so that even government of India have made one circular in which those vehicles which are 15 years old and green National Green Tribunal in NGT, it is in New Delhi, and they have made one means decision in which petrol vehicles, petrol cars, four wheelers, which are 15 years old, and diesel cars which are 10 years old, they will not be running on the metro cities because they are not fulfilling these means emission requirements, and they are spewing more HC, NOx, and other pollutants. Hence, National Green Tribunal, they have come to conclusion, and according to that, Government of India has made one circular in which you just bring one certificate from RTO authority. This vehicle is coming under scrap category because it is not permitted to run on roads. Hence, RTO was giving one certificate. This is coming under scrap, and Government of India has relaxed the RTO tax and registration charges on these vehicles, and we can purchase new vehicle by taking exemptions of registration charges and road tax in exchange of our old cars. So this is new initiative by Government of India. Now this the six most common forms of green power which we are finding, that is solar power, which is the most common renewable because it is using photovoltaic cells that capture sunlight and turn into electricity, and this is the most cheapest and most popular form of renewable energy because here fuel cost is zero because sunlight is easily available nearly out of 366 365 days we are getting nearly more than 300 days clear day sunlight, and hence nearly 300 days we can manufacture or we can generate the power with the help of solar energy. Then wind power is, this is also easily means fuel cost is zero because wind is easily available. Just it's some constraints are key. It is to be commissioned on the some hilly areas and out of city, main city, so that wind speed it should be easily available. Minimum 5 meters per second is required to run that turbine and the blades. Then hydropower, then geothermal, biomass, and biofuels. Now, what is the importance of green technology? Why we should utilize that? Everybody is saying we should have go green because almost everything we are finding, everybody is concentrating. Majority of the companies which are getting star rating from B, Bureau of Energy Efficiency, and they are marketing that ki 5-star rating. Means maximum star rating means maximum energy efficient. If it is 5-star means most energy efficient product, and they are marketing on that. So hence, this is gaining momentum. Ki why we should have green technology. This green technology is environmentally friendly by definition since it encompasses energy efficiency, health and safety concerns, recycling, renewable sources, and many other things. Now, these are the 10 green technologies that give us hope for sustainable future. First one is the green architecture. Just like we are finding now, green buildings are uh, in gaining popularity in metros, and in which all these construction activities they are utilizing recycling some waste and they are generating minimum waste. Then wastewater electricity generator new concept is coming in which this wastewater it is recycled and reutilized. In Nagpur Municipal Corporation, they have made one MOU with Koradi Thermal Power Station and Khaparkera Thermal Power Station, in which this sewage water, which is municipal through these drains, and this water, it is after tertiary treatment, this water is used for boilers for power generation, not for drinking, but for power generation. This water, recycled water, is used in Koradi Thermal Power Station. To this Nagpur Municipal Corporation, they have made that wastewater treatment. Even in Gujarat, majority of these common effluent treatment plants are, these are the role models in India. In Gujarat state, they are CETPs, what we call common effluent treatment plants. These are used there because all these common effluents they are collected under one uh, uh, facility and they are recycled that water and again it is used for cleaning and some other purpose. Of course, it is not used for drinking, but at least for other purposes we can use that. The new nuclear materials are coming now. Waste source biofuel and pyrolysis is there. Then biomimicry is there. Electric automobiles now, while electric vehicles are now coming. Even we are seeing that even for running electric vehicles, we will not require any driving license or any RTO formalities. That is also one concept. Then carbon capture is there, then molten salt storage, then artificial photosynthesis and smart meters. These smart meters are used in electricity, or these are smart electric meters in which these power distribution companies they are utilizing these, and because of this they have captured 7 to 8% of the power theft. In India, we are having nearly 30% energy losses, and out of this 10 to 12% is pilferage or energy theft is there. And smart meters they have come to means rescue for that. At least 7 to 8% they have been controlling that with the help of smart meters. This is one of the new achievements in India also. We go one by one, and there can be some examples also where this is utilized in India also, because these majority of these cases are from developed countries, but some of the cases are also now at present utilized in India also. Now, this green architecture has the capability to cut down urban resource and make urban expansion sustainable. This green architecture allows for buildings to be constructed in such a way that they make use of existing natural light and ensure adequate insulation so as to reduce energy consumption. Because in Hyderabad, I have seen uh, one company that is agriculture for this fertilizer company MAFL. They are utilizing this green concept in which throughout day they are not using any tube lights or bulbs. Only fans, even fans are also means they have made side ventilation and design of these windows in which majority of the daylight is utilized in that. And even fans are also used for minimum time because natural circulation flow air is coming. So this is there. This is successful in Hyderabad. I have seen that building. Such construction practices will reduce energy use in lighting and reduce the amount of heat loss to outside, eliminate the need for heating. These construction materials are sourced from urban waste and landfills. This technology in near future will allow for wall buildings to be passive, not requiring significant additional emissions for their production and reuse. Because now in metro cities are almost municipal corporations, they are now giving permission only on some conditions in which we to make that rainwater harvesting, it should be compulsory. Then if it is more than 4-story building, then lift is to be made compulsory. So these are the some of the conditions where corporation authorities they are giving or means curbing this pollution and towards this green architecture. Then wastewater electricity generator. This engineers at Oregon State University have invented hybrid electric generator which involves use of wastewater. They have been able to combine two distinct power generation technologies, that is microbial fuel cells and reverse electrodialysis, to produce a system that uses wastewater to produce electricity. This is new concept. The generator has the capacity to produce enough electricity to not only power treatment but also significantly contribute to the main power grids. When scaled up with this technology, will form the basis of energy water sustainability, which is crucial with the escalating scarcity of natural resources. Because in India, 97% of the water, out of that, only 3% of the water is clean water or potable water. Remaining 97% of the water is having some impurities. So this is required there. Then new nuclear materials, that is nuclear material has huge potential, but due to dangers associated with radioactive waste, this energy source has not been exploited to its potential. Currently, uranium nuclear power reactors use only 1% of the potential energy available. So in that, this thorium and uranium, they are used in that, and thorium is also available in Earth's crust. And there is less waste associated with thorium-based fission. And R&D in this sector is gathering momentum, and scientists are hopeful that technology will become cost-effective in the near future. And fourth is waste source biofuels. So this technology is now able to. The process per conversion also uses less water and smaller carbon footprints. Several pilots are to be launched soon in UK and Canada and Australia, which compass these materials. And please, these plants are significant stores of carbon and deforestation. And biomimicry, it has given the rise to self-healing materials. These self-healing materials will have the capability to heal themselves when cut, torn, or cracked. Then electric automobiles, that is all electrical vehicles, what we call today. So these are there, in which this main infrastructure required is these charging stations in that. Which batteries are there, electric vehicle batteries are there, and main component of this infrastructure is this electric charging. And nowadays, this in India also, these electrical vehicles and these charging stations are there, just like we are having petrol pumps, these charging stations are also there. Carbon capture is there. And molten salt storage, when used in solar energy production, is used in storing energy for future use. This is also used. Same this molten salt we are using in these old conventional, these ice creams are that used by this uh, these ice creams. When there's these vendors, those who are hawkers, just like hawkers, they are selling or they're giving that ice creams, and they are means manufacturing that ice cream with the help of this molten salts. This principle is used there. Then artificial photosynthesis is there. This is the process by which trees soak carbon dioxide. And smart grids and smart meters. Nowadays, smart grids are there in which less transmission losses are there. Some new conventional materials have been now new materials are used in which T&D losses are minimized, and means its life is also more. And these smart meters, they are means informing the owners or the residents ki how they can utilize these meters and how they can minimize the means wastage of electricity, or if undesirable use of power is there in case. then this alerts them this because I have seen that in Maharashtra Electricity MSEB, they are providing that meters or this tariff bill, and in which the consumption of last 12 months data is there, and we can compare ki how it is. Suppose I have made utilize these 200 units last month or 2 3 months back, and suppose in this month this consumption is coming nearly 500 units, then it alerts me ki what was the wrong, whether how 300 units have been so means utilized, or some means problem in a energy meter or any wrong thing has gone. So these alerts, even smart meters are used when we are uh, means in case we have seen one advertisement in which one executive, when he is leaving his office for his home, with the help of a mobile phone, he is charging or giving command, and in that within 5 minutes, its AC is cooled and AC is on and room is cooled. So this is the new concept of smart meters and this remote operations in which we can utilize that. That is, new developments are coming. Now, these 10 green technologies will change the world. That is this some of the examples we have seen. Now, this is sunlight transport. Here we are finding this is the example of America in which this sunlight transport is used. Now, this what is sunlight transport? This this is Swedish company Parents, which is who has developed this concept. This technology, sunlight transport, is passive system that channels sunlight from external source and transports it through fiber optic cables to illuminate light deprived rooms. As a result, green consumption during daytime is zero. The sunlight emitting luminaries look and work pretty much just like normal lamp, giving up ambient light. And parent system can spread light in range of customized ways. That is over large surface directed at the ceiling, which gives illusion that the light comes through and opens up, or onto a large wall area just like waterfall. The light changes as sunlight outside changes, enabling people even in the darkest room to reestablish a connection with the natural cycle outside. Current suggests that the fiber optic cables can lead sunlight 100 meters inside a building while retaining maximum light intensity. Here we are finding that example how which sunlight transport is used. So this is the current case study, Sweden, Swedish company. Now, as the indoor lighting is provided by passive system, there is no energy consumption during daytime hours. That is means during the evening, this system must be replaced by regular artificial setting, because after that charging will be required, hence that is replaced by old conventional system. Now, this plastic road, second new concept that is coming. These plastic roads, these are in India now. These are successfully manufactured, means constructed in India, and Professor Dr. Vasudevan sir, he is from Madurai University, and he has been the plastic man of India, and he has been awarded Padma Shri Award 2 years back, and he is the pioneer of this, and he has patented these plastic roads, and he has donated that technology to Government of India at no any charging, freely. He has donated that all money to Government of India, so that this should get momentum and this should get popularity in India. Even in majority of the IITs, we are finding inside the campus, and it is an IITs, these plastic roads, granules, these plastic waste materials with granules, they are combined with this old uh, material, blending with that old materials, and they are means made in that within campuses. This plastic roof technology is two options: either they can be made entirely or which mixed with asphalt. The former is the most common. This 100% plastic variety consists of prefabricated hollow modular elements made from consumer waste plastics. There is no asphalt in this mix. This is pure 100%. That's why this is called plastic roads. These plastic roads can significantly reduce the carbon footprint up to 50 to 72% of this traditional road construction, thanks to longer lifespan and reduction of transport movements involved in its construction. This new concept that is solar flower, we are seeing this is the solar flower, just like a tree or that flower is there, in which these on these petals, these are the solar panels, and this is recharged with the help of day sunlight. This solar flower is solar panel system mounted on the ground and shaped as a flower. This smart flower, this consists of structure with 12 petals, which open up at the beginning of the day with the sun and close with the sunset. And during these 12 hours, nearly 12 hours, when sunrise to sunset, almost 12 hours, these sun rays are inciding on that petals, and these are recharged solar panels, and this is giving power, generating power. These solar flowers are completely portable and ready to plug in. This system is self-cleaning twice a day, which increases efficiency and durability. So this is cleaned twice after 6 hours, and so that there should not be any dust or moisture, because efficiency of the solar panels is dependent on these things. It should be clean and dry, and no any foreign material should be there, either dust or dirt or any foreign materials or any moisture. It should not be there. This smart flower produces between 4 to 6 megawatt hours per year, depending on the location, enough to fulfill the average electricity needs of household in Europe and half of American households. Because in Europe and America, we are having a finding that this cold is severe as compared to India. Hence, they are requiring that electricity there. This solar flower is environment friendly way to get clean energy. The sole impact should be related to production and materials included. And fourth one is these plant walls. These walls in metro cities, we are finding that these walls, they are made, or even this at the top of the roof, this gardening is there in majority of the metro cities. So that this top floor area is utilized for plantation, as well as this, because during summer, at least in India, we are having summer very tough and very hot summer, and in which we are finding this summer, this is giving cooling effect on the, if rooftop is with the help of this plant, then this top ceiling is cold, and accordingly this means these floors coming downwards, these are also cooled. These power green walls have become architectural piece in, because this is also having some architecture or aesthetic aspect also as compared to natural circulation or greenery. This is aesthetic aspect also. These plant pots are vertical built structures that hold enough soil to have different types of plants, and these structures have live plants, hence usually built-in irrigation systems. This plant wall can be enhanced with features of smart technology such as monitoring and self-irrigation, improving its survival, aesthetic, and air purification potential. Because plants, they are absorbing that majority of our means poisonous gas, are and they are releasing that oxygen and capturing that CO2, and this is also one of the air purification model also. So, outdoor plants walls insulate building, capture rainfall, and provide habitats for insects. Even these insects are also protected with the help of this. These some of the brands which are popular, that is Green Fortune, Plant Walls, Plants on Walls, and Natural Green Walls. These are popular in Europe and America. The next concept, new technology, that is in, of course, these are in advanced countries. This is milk textiles. Now, this milk textile is type of fabric that is made with casein found in milk. It is found in prized for its softness and smoothness. It is difficult to produce cheaper fiber, but when it is manufactured or available, this the fiber casein is extracted and purified. And these processes traditionally rely on toxic chemicals. And this German company Q Milk has invented this process to make it chemical free and use no more than 2 liters of milk per kg of fiber while maintaining zero waste policy. This material is produced at lower temperatures, hence requiring less energy. This silk fabric is there, and this milk textile can be used to weave the socks, underwear, other forms of intimate apparel, clothing usually made from wool and household textiles. The next, that is plant-based packaging. Here we are finding one fish is there, means aqua blue is there. Now this plant-based packaging is there, in which we are finding that company Aventium produces this plant-based plastic that is 100% recyclable and degradable with superior performance properties compared to today's petroleum-based packaging materials. In this polyethylene furonate (PEF), which is kind of plastic called polyester, because here nowadays we are finding almost whenever we are traveling, we are purchasing that water, bottled water, and that is costing 20 rupees per liter minimum. Even when we are in city or in office or in hotel and restaurants and taking some breakfast and lunch and dinner, we are utilizing that drinking water, that is packaged drinking water. And this, after consuming water, we are throwing that plastic bottles. This is also one of the challenge plastic waste, because plastic is requiring nearly 1000 years to completely dispose of. And this is the one of the challenge for every country, how to minimize this plastic pollution or how to use or recycle that plastic. Hence, that company, they have made that bottles which is totally 100% recyclable and degradable. So this is made entirely from bio-based feedstock, that is sugars. This Aventium states that the sugar is currently sourced from sugar beet, sugar cane, wheat, and corn as non-food crops such as agriculture residues. These sugars extracted from these plants are subjected to series of chemical reactions that building the block molecules. The food crops based by bioplastics are not as climate friendly, and this large scale production of bioplastics would require changes in land use globally. Now, Aventum's PF, however, showed that 45 to 55% greenhouse gas reduction potential is there, which is extracted from corn starch feedback. Just we are having in our India corn, we are also utilizing, because up to last month this corn was available and we have used that, we have eat that. So this is made from that corn stock. And switching to agriculture residues such as straw could provide increased carbon saving in the future. Usage of plant-based PF are considerable and currently used in packaging, textile and plastic forms markets. The next is building integrated photovoltaics. Now these photovoltaics PV have been one of the reasons why we are getting rid of this fuel-based or this coal-based electricity. Hence, PV can be directly incorporated into the ticket on the roof of the building, substituting envelope material seamlessly. These common building integrated photovoltaics, BIVP. These are the photovoltaic shingles, solar panels that mimic the appearance and function of conventional roofing materials like slates while performing the core task of generating electricity. Because this, its appearance is just like slate, but these are generating, these are the fuel cells, are these solar panels, and they are converting that sun rays into electricity. These Tesla solar roofs have been getting a lot of attention lately, but there are other ones such as RGS Energy, Sun Tengra, and Certainty. These are the some popular brands of this. It's providing savings in materials and electricity costs. Solar roofs have lower overall cost as compared to PV systems. This average solar shingle can last for 2 to 3 decades while delivering maximum energy outputs. These solar panels produce zero emission once installed on the roof. They will have an environmental impact during manufacturing. At this initial stage, it is there. Some side effects are there, but these are means life is nearly 20 to 30 years. That is one of these advantage for that. Then cool pavements are there, in which this is one sketch. Of course, this is of Russian country. Now, these conventional pavements are high contributor to urban heat lifestyle impact, where average temperature is up to 4 degrees centigrade higher than their surrounding. These paving materials such as asphalt and concrete absorb 95% 60% of the energy, and that is also reflected into the environment. This cool pavement, it is a road surface which uses additives or special mixes to reflect solar radiation. These reflective pavements stay cooler in the sun than traditional pavements. They can potentially reduce local temperature by 1 degree Fahrenheit. And existing pavements can be altered to increase albedo through white topping or adding a reflective coating. Just like here we are finding, and those who have visited Tirupati, I am regularly visiting Tirupati temple, and I have seen that they have made one reflective coating on these roadsides, because during after February up to June, July, the temperature is completely higher in Tirupati also, and we have to move without our means feet, means we do without any shoes or any chappals, because at that we have to means walk nearly 300-400 meters without using any slippers or chappals or shoes. And they have made that they are putting that coating, white coating on this floor or that first, so that our means feet should not burn or have more temperature, because it is capturing that heat, and it is somewhat cooler as compared to uh, other roads. On that they have made some pathways on which pilgrims are moving on that pathway, and these are white coated paint white plastics, these paint oil paints, they have made that white so that it is somewhat cooler, and this is somewhat comfort to while means walking on this pathway. These new cool pavements are constructed by using mixes with higher reflectivity. Permeable pavements are vegetated pavements. The impact on the environment is manifold, that is cool pavements, lower urban temperature, improved quality, and lower surface temperature. Then hydrogen fuel cars. New concept is also coming now. Hydrogen cars are coming. Even I've seen yesterday advertisement of Hyundai car, in which that car is advertising, in which this hydro means fuel power station. It is showing that just like we are having CNG gas filling stations or petrol pumps in India, same hydrogen fuel or hydrogen car. And this is Hyundai is making one hydrogen car in India also. They have made advertisement. Yesterday I've seen on TV news channel. And this is one of the British-made car, that is Reverse Simple Rasa. It is British-made car propelled by hydrogen. This Rasa, it is the brand name of that hydrogen car, with sole purpose of being accessible, affordable alternative zero-emission electric vehicles. This, of course, it is a prototype. The Rosa boasts a 300 miles range and refueling time for few minutes. Because these electrical vehicles, we've seen that these at one stretch are without charging. In the meantime, they can travel up to 500 kilometers. Means after 500 kilometers, we have to recharge that batteries of electric vehicles. Up to 500 kilometers, these electric vehicles are running. After that, we have to recharge that. The developments are going in that way, how its mileage can be increased, or more capacity of, or how more energy can be stored in electric batteries, so that it will run more than 500 kilometers. This range is achieved by very low weight, that is 500 kg weight is there, and propulsion engine of 11 HP or 8.5 kW, which is able to make car with to reach 5 to 50 miles per hour at the top speed. It emits about 40 grams per kilometer, lower than electric vehicles with unfavorable energy source mixes. So this is completely more clean car. Of course, this is is prototype, and its cost is of course more. But one fine morning we will be seeing that, just like we are now finding electric vehicles in India. Electric scooters are available. I have seen in Amravati, in my place, where these electric vehicles, they are even nearly 100 or 4 to 5 means authorized sales showrooms are there of electric vehicles in Amravati. I've seen that, and they are means selling that electric two-wheelers, of course. In Amravati, these are two-wheelers, but electric car in Amravati I have not seen. In Mumbai, Nagpur, it is there. In Amravati, in 4 to 5, this automobile means sellers, those are service stations, those who are selling and giving services for these electrical two-wheelers. And now it is gaining momentum. And a new condition to this is that this is the RASA cannot be owned, means it is in this prototype, just it is giving some attention that the, you can pay a subscription fee that includes maintenance, insurance, and hydrogen. And low environmental impact is rewarded along with supply chain. And River Simple has adopted completely open integral poverty model, which they have made that with them. And design plans and simplification of VASA are free to be shared with anyone interested in collaborating with design of their cars. Because the company is taking made that prototype, and it is under means testing conditions, but they have made that so that some new concepts will be coming, some innovations, some new tests will be done, and so that how it can be more efficient. To the, hence they have not sold that, and they are giving just like higher basis. That is the concept of that. Then sustainable phones are there, just like we are using our smartphones. These smartphones are one of the resource intensive products on the planet. In Europe, their climate impact amounts to 40.2 million tons of CO2. This is also one of these. Even electronic waste management is one of the concepts which is causing this environmental degradation. They also include toxic materials including lead, mercury, arsenic, cadmium, chlorine, and bromine. So these are also some these metals. They are added in some of the components. And in India, we are finding whenever our mood, our choice is there, we are throwing our old phone and purchasing new phone. But if we are in developed countries, or in US, or Germany, or Singapore, then we have to deposit our old this mobile phone to that seller, because every mobile phone, it is having its IP number is there. Hence, this when we are in America or Singapore or England and or other developed countries, then we have to deposit our old phone, and he will enter in that. Keep this old phone is deposited, and in that new phone is we are purchasing. Means we are not throwing it anytime or anywhere. In India, we are throwing it, but it is not accepted in America and other developed countries, because this electronic waste management, e-waste management, is one of the challenge. And this even TV or some other electronic gadgets which we are throwing or selling to these scrap vendors, but they are means not licensed or authorized, because they are again reusing and throwing in this, either in means water resources, are in ponds, or in talab, or in rivers, or in directly throwing on these open lands. And this, because of this means land or soil pollution is there, and soil pollution, this results in water pollution also. Because some of the contents of these are also added in water, which, because we are taking water from soil, and this there is impact of that. Hence, this is also one of the challenge electronic waste management. To this, now smartphones are coming. This number of companies have been addressing these problems, and this Fairphone, that is one company, they have made that smartphone. This is social enterprise company that designs and produces smartphones with lower environmental impact and higher sense of social responsibility. The company founded with the aim to develop the smartphone that does not contain conflict minerals, ensures fair labor conditions along supply chain, and guarantees longer durability of each smartphone. But another company which is making that smartphone, that is TerraCube. This is the US based, and this is offering 4-year guarantee. Every component of this, and it is replaceable, including battery. The chassis is biodegradable and the packaging is made out of the recycled paper and printed with soya-based ink. Both phones production have low supply chain footprint, sustainable minded design, use of durable, replaceable or flexible components, and end of life responsible practices. So these means in India we are finding this key as and when we are changing our phone, we are purchasing and we are throwing our phone, our sons and daughters nowadays during online lectures, online classes, even majority of the phones they are not functioning properly, and our sons and daughter demands ki they want new version of phone, and we are providing them new phones and throwing that old phone. But throwing is not permitted now henceforth. Otherwise, this will be coming one fine morning. You will be hearing one new circular from Government of India in which we cannot throw electronic gadgets anywhere, anytime, because we have to deposit to its supplier, or some store points will be there in which we have to deposit that, and they will be giving one receipt with this IP number, because every electronic gadget is having this IP. Even whenever we are sending any emails from our mobile phone, that email, or at least I've seen on Google Gmail account in which from which phone I have sent email, it is indicated there. Ki from this IP address, this was delivered. Each mobile or computer, each is having its IP address, IP numbers. Hence, this is, of course, in India, at present it is not there, but it will be coming. Since there are 7 technologies that make the difference, how these can be. Now, these are some of the technologies, that is renewable energy. Here we are finding that is in one location windmills are there, and in the adjoining solar sunlight, solar panels are there. And now these new are coming, that is water purification. Then recycling and waste management is there, because even a new this technology, that is Danish company, that is Orsted, and its O is just like sigma or this pi in our mathematical symbol. So this Orsted allows for unsorted household waste to be divided into plastic fractions that can be used for recycling, and plastic to textile fraction. Main product is liquid. And self-sufficient buildings, in which new green buildings are concept is coming. These solar panels building produce their own heat and electricity through solar energy. Nowadays, at a rooftop, we are finding majority of these buildings. They are now utilizing that solar top panels. Solar panels are at the top of these buildings, rooftop. Then generation of electricity from the waves. This is also going on, in which this the tidal wave, what we call that, it is successfully implemented in America and Australia also. That means vehicles which are not emitting gases, just like electric vehicles we are finding, or alternative fuels are coming, in which this hydrogen car is now coming. Then harnessing that solar energy, and vertical gardens and farms. These vertical gardens, just like we have seen in previous slides, in which these farms they are made at the top of the building, or the uh, at the top of this, at the roof of that, so that it will be is during summer it is cooling, and moreover aesthetic aspect is also there. So some different examples of green technology which are most popular in developed countries, that is environmental friendly green technology, that is wastewater treatment plants are there. Then elimination of industrial emissions. Nowadays, this we are finding that even methane is now utilized, and methanol, it is coming as renewable substitute for vehicles, diesel engines. Then self-sufficient buildings are there, recycling, and even nowadays natural gas boilers are also coming, in which these are consumed as little fuel as possible. Now, how it is possible, how it can be successful in India also, because now are in companies, because nowadays corporate social responsibility is coming, in which government of India they have made under Companies Act 2014. There have been correction in that, in which 2% of the profit after tax or 2% of the turnover of the company they have to invest in corporate social responsibilities. And we to make that. And here this can be how to make this promote green business there. So these companies they are investing under that corporate social responsibility, and they are popularizing that and showing that, and they are successful in that. Now, these governments can implement mix of policies and regulations enough to ensure compliance, predictable enough to and that long-term investments, and economy-wise and sector-targeted policies are also made. And behavioral change is also one of these producers as well as consumers. Now, where policies and regulatory instruments can be broken into three major categories. That is command and control, such as technology and pollution standards. Here we are now finding uh, Euro 4 vehicles are there in India now. Euro 5, Euro 6, Euro 5 not there. Euro 6 they are now coming in vehicles. Euro 6 norms are coming, but still we are in India we are having Euro 4 norms at present. But in developed countries they have made Euro 6 norms. This here technology is coming under pollution standards. These are possible in that when market-based instruments can be there, such as green taxes, tradable permits, and payment for ecosystem services. This is flexible, efficient, and effective. It can deliver environmental outcomes with least costs and relax the trade-off between economic growth and improved quality. Then third is the information disclosure and voluntary policy. So in this, policymakers can develop some of the responsibility for environmental protection to customers, investors, and public. Now here, these are the some of the approaches how this can be. Means demand and control, in which technology and pollution standards and energy performance standards, waste regulators, sustainable public procurement is there, and that is demand and control regulation. Then coming market based, in which environmental taxes and subsidies, just like government of India is making now subsidies on old cars. Means if our car is more than 15 years old and it is not functioning or not running effectively, then we can deposit that vehicle to authority, and RTO will issue one certificate that this is coming under a scrap vehicle, and for that we can purchase new vehicle without paying any registration or road taxes in exchange of old car. So this is market-based instruments or subsidies, in which even then cap and trade schemes, then payment for ecosystem services and wetland banking is there. Then information and voluntary, that is labeling and certification, just like we are finding labels on almost every electronic or refrigerator or consumer items, in which we are finding our fridge, refrigerator, energy rating is there, just like Bureau of Energy Efficiency coming under Ministry of Power. They are giving this rating after confirming their parameters. Accordingly, this rating is given. Means highest stars means highest energy efficiency. If it is 5 star, just like 5 star hotels are there, just like 5 star, this even 5 star cars are there, 5 star this refrigerator is there. Means 12 products have been made under B, and they are giving this star rating, and we can use that labeling and certification. Then information disclosure, then corporate codes of conduct and voluntary programs. We can take that. Now, with a command and control approach, increase the innovation here. Yes, this provides environmental guidelines into legislation, clarify what is prohibited, which provides clear boundary for private sector activity. Because in developing countries, regulatory policies stretch the ability of cash-strapped governments to monitor firms for compliance, enforce laws, and sanction violators. There is also risk that regulatory agencies were created to act in this public interest. Regulatory capture is there. There is one Porter hypothesis that posits that our properly designed regulations can stimulate innovation. Because at some places we are finding if you target or give some, just like in academics, in teaching profession, we are given those who want to become professor under higher HAG professor, higher grade professor, having 11 and 12,000 AGP. AICT has made 360-degree feedback system CF, and in which it is conditioned for every teacher, those professors who want to be designated under CAS or direct selection as HAG professor, they have to acquire minimum 2 patents. Then only they will be eligible. So this is one of the conditions by AICT. Means here same, that is Porter hypothesis is, means these designated regulations stimulate innovation. Means it is compulsory making us towards submitting patents and acquiring patent, not submitting, acquiring that or awarding of these patents. So this is compulsory in teaching profession under AICT in UGC teachers, those who are professors, and those who want to be HAG, because when introduction of my eminent speakers were going on, in which I will read and listen to 3 professors. They are professor under HAG, means higher academic grade pay, means they are 12,000 AGP professors, and definitely they have acquired or they have been awarded 2 patents minimum. This is there. So this is coming under this Porter hypothesis. Now, China, that is People's Republic of China, has increased patenting activity in green industries, added strict energy efficiency and renewable energy targets. Because China have made that policy 5 6 years back, and they have made that patenting even after US. Majority of the patents are from China. So they have made that policy. The China is now world's largest manufacturer of wind and solar equipment, and it will be the largest consumer of clean energy too. Even when there was power failure in on 12th July in Navi Mumbai this year. So this was the rarest occasion in which this Mumbai or metro, this was under dark for 6 hours, because it is a very rare condition in which Mumbai is in dark or New Mumbai in dark, because they have made in that base and Tata Power, they are providing that uninterrupted power supply. But anyhow, this New Mumbai was under dark for 6 hours, and after analysis, this was come to conclusion that because these infrastructure power system infrastructure was made of Chinese components, Chinese companies, and these Chinese have been successful in manipulating the operation of this, and with the help of this computer malware or phishing, or just like what we call that programming and this malware. This computer person better know than me. Is phishing and malware, and because of that, these means functioning of this operation of this electric infrastructure was affected, and this was in dark. So these Chinese, they have been successful because heart of this majority of the infrastructure was of Chinese companies, and from sitting at China, they have been successful in manipulating these operations in Mumbai. This is the means China have made so progress in that, and we are almost all humankind is affected by China's this coronavirus. We are knowing, even though officially it is yet to be proved by WHO, China has made that, but all countries, all persons are knowing China have made this. Even last yesterday night, I have seen that nearly 20 new viruses are in China's meat market and fish market. This is also again new challenge is coming. Then different types of market-based instruments are there. These can be either price-based or right-based. Because carbon pricing can be depending on whether it is implemented under emissions trading or through a direct tax. is price-based instrument. These instruments incorporate the externalities of production or consumption activities through taxes or charges and processes or products. And some of the examples in Asia are listed here, in which how price-based instruments are there. That is water pricing. Now, Singapore has implemented its water pricing policy since 1997, means nearly 30 years back, 25 years back. They have made that water pricing policy to integrate this ecological cost of water and streamline the rate based on the amount of water used. Of course, this is tariff-based or consumption-based pricing is used in electricity markets. Almost every citizen, you and me, we are paying electricity charges with the help of using number of units which we are using. As per number of units, we are paying that tariff, and up to 100 units, its charge in Maharashtra. Its cost is nearly 3.67 rupees. And if it is going 101 to 300 units tariff or the range, then its cost is 4.60 paisa. And if it is more than 300 units, then its cost is 5 rupees 70 paisa. This is same as water pricing is there, in which how much even a water supply authority, Maharashtra Water Supply Authority or Maharashtra Jeevan Pradhikaran, this is providing, this is government agency which is providing potable water to all Maharashtra. That is government organization, public sector undertaking, and they are making that water pricing also. With the help of this slab, they have made that. With this number of kiloliters, how much number of units you are consuming water, and accordingly this tariff is fixed. Singapore has done this 25 years back. And Maharashtra or almost all states now in India, they have made that this meter-based pricing, what we call meter-based tariff of water supply also. Previously, this was on the lump sum, but since last 8 to 10 years, they have made that meter-based pricing. And emission fees, Japan has made emission fees for sulfur oxide emissions since 74. Imagine how this Japan is so proactive approach. This congestion pricing, and Singapore has the world's most sophisticated system of congestion pricing, which help it to avoid the major congestion problem that it never suffer. Because here we are finding in Mumbai and Delhi, congestion is playing this traffic congestion are, it is so huge and it is taking so much time, and moreover time, waiting time plus fuel when car is on the road. Of course, at every time it is not off, engine is not off, it is working and it is spewing that emissions, and it is affecting the human life. Residents plus drivers also, and plus passengers, those who are in the vehicle and those who are residing alongside the roads. So this is costing. This is the hidden effect of this pollution, in which human, and this is one of the reason of corona, because of this air pollution, lungs get affected, and in corona, lungs infection is the most critical factor. And this come to conclusion that in which this air pollution is directly related with COVID corona patients. So this congestion pricing, Singapore has done that. Then feed-in tariffs, in which these Philippines have feed-in tariffs with the installation caps for each type of renewable energy and first come first serve policy, which has created intense competition among developers. During 2008 to 2014, the country approached 325 renewable energy installations, in which this is there key, in which the numbers just like we are having, key more number of incentives are there. The Philippines has done that. Then subsidy form, Indonesia introduced subsidy form to increase fuel prices gradually, which greatly reduced the budget deficits. Government is the negative impact of higher prices on poor with direct in-case transfer program. Even I read one circular yesterday, in which Government of India has made and requested to all office goers to share the common vehicle. Means instead of using single vehicle for single person or two persons, we can share that vehicles, so that we will be utilizing minimum gasoline or petrol or diesel. Because we have seen that majority of these residents or office goers, they are using their own vehicle when they are going single one person. The Government of India has made one circular. Yesterday I have read that, in which they are means encouraging the people to utilize this common services just like ST buses or city buses, then metros, local trains, or clubbing of the vehicles in which in metro stations there is WhatsApp group nowadays in which these companies people they are even I utilize that in which those who are from one place to another so we just put on one your app and your circle ki anybody going to from this take example of Delhi from Dwarka to New Delhi. Anybody is going, then he will put in WhatsApp group. Yes, he is in this side, and now he will be going toward this side, and we can means to share that cab. Sharing of cab is there in Hyderabad. It is most popular in Mumbai also. This, this sharing of this taxi, or it is possible and it is popular. So this is just like subsidy form of that. Then right-based instruments are there. That is carbon pricing. Now, what are the advantages, challenges, and trade-offs of market-based instruments? If suppose we make implemented that market-based instrument, then what are the challenges? What are the advantages? Sir? How it can be successful? Whether it is price-based or right-based, market-based instruments offer some clear advantages over command and control approaches. On micro level, they address the main market failure that prevents efficient resource use. And by taxing or pollution or pricing water, they provide environment economically efficient approach to align economies toward environmental sustainability by getting the prices right so as to internalize environmental externalities. Governments can recycle revenues into variety of programs and policies that can promote green innovation. France imposed these general tax and pollution activities, advocated a share of tax revenues for environment improvement and spend part of the revenue as capital subsidies by adopting recommended pollution control technologies. So France, they have implemented that. These properly designed instruments can stimulate innovation by improving business performance and making firms more productive and profitable. They can encourage managers to undertake pollution control, which is in their financial self-interest. Then, market-based instruments can do this by giving firms flexibility in choosing their lower cost and providing firm incentives to make continuous progress in reducing emissions. These firms can experience cost savings and innovation offsets can be possible in which environmental regulations lead not to only polluting products but also higher quality, lower cost products resulting from efficiencies in process or production. Because nowadays, what I have observed, even when we are visiting uh, in any D-Mart or any supermarket or super retail showrooms, this just like Best Price or Big Bazaar or D-Mart, in that they are providing some carry bags. And in this, even I have seen in Tirupati, because I am regularly visiting Tirupati, partaking darshan of Lord Venkateswara, and when we are purchasing laddus, prasad, and they are selling these carry bags in which this is written this is recycled made from recycled materials means it is not polluting the environment even if we will be throwing after use and they have made that and they have made one green symbol on that. This is made from recycled material. This innovation offsets is also possible. Now some of the challenges are there in that how because and in India it is there because when we are going for this and opposition is coming and main problem is set aside and new developments going on and challenges are there of course but anyhow this also will be overcome in which market-based instruments implement rather than replace the regulations. This must carefully choose when because of the following challenges. This is one of the challenge that is political will is there. Even Australia's mining industry launched a marketing campaign against the proposed carbon tax, which was later dropped. Of course, because of that political will, they would say that then enabling conditions can be there. That is, market-based instruments are information intensive, complicated to design, and dependent on strong legal and institutional framework. Then market failures, that is These non-competitive and missing markets, information asymmetrics may hamper the effectiveness of these instruments. And trade-offs can be there. Choosing the designing a mix of instruments, it is important to consider trade-offs. Now, induced forms to support market-wide instruments, governments can return pollution fees to firms in the form of subsidies for abatement investments or allocate tradable permits that are free to firms rather than using auctions. Both have been tried in Europe with some success because, of course, government can also return that pollution fees or pollution sales or taxes. Okay, when you are using this and you will be getting that incentives. So this is there. Even in a corporation, they have made compulsory when we are building any new construction, and we will be requiring NOC from the corporation authorities. And it is one of the condition key way to make this rainwater harvesting. It is compulsory, and solar panel investment means on the rooftop. That solar panels we to commission on that or allow means to put that for power generation. It is compulsory condition of corporation authorities in every throughout India. It is made compulsory. When you will be making new building, it is compulsory. It is some sort of that incentives. Even government of India is giving incentives for utilizing these solar panels on households or education institutions. Those who are utilizing that and they are giving some subsidy with the help of this. The next generation policies, this improving sale reporting and expanded transparencies, that is next generation compliance or next gen, is alternative approach mainly implemented in the US because next gen stresses increased dialogue between regulators and companies. In designing regulations and permits and using these advanced emissions or pollution detection technology, the government and public can more easily see pollutant discharges, environmental conditions, and non-compliance. Shifting toward electronic reporting to help environmental reporting more accurate, complete, and efficient, this Environmental Protection Agency of US, that is EPA, and they have improved its effectiveness and transparency by using these innovative enforcement approaches, that is data analytics and targeting. Now, new concept is coming in which that green construction is coming. And this we are finding that is Energy Star rating is there in the left upper corners. In which this green construction, it is one of the concept now how it can be there, in which we are finding that Energy Star is there, in which features of Energy Star qualified home is there, in which that heat recovery ventilator is there, then Energy Star heating system is there, high efficiency domestic hot wave water is there, duct ceiling is there, water savings fixtures are there, upgraded wall insulation is there, upgraded basement insulation is there, upgraded ceiling insulation is there, Energy Star windows and doors are there, then reduced air leakages that it drops, then electrical savings, that is Energy Star appliances and lighting, it is there, then third party verification is there. Means under these 12 compliance you have to make for a Energy Star qualified home, that is green construction. Now here we are finding in on this roof of this one house in which the solar panels are installed, conditioned and lights. Now this green construction means use of resource efficient and environmental responsible processes. The aim is to ensure the building and construction methods are cost effective, durable, and reduce the overall impacts on the environmental human health, with central focus on efficient use of energy and resources and water preservation, improved occupational health, and reducing the pollution and wastage. Now, in this, there is potential, or these predictions are there, how green technology market in India is possible. So in India, in this year, at least in 2021, this is dominated by green energy. These electric vehicles and water and wastewater treatment are the main market segments. in which this green energy sector stood at 94.43 gigawatts in financial year 2021 with target to reach 275, means nearly 3 times within 6 years. The government of India has made that target. Now, in terms of sales volume, the electrical vehicle markets in India reached 1,48,000 units in this year, expanding with compounded annual average growth of 42.8% in last 4 years. In terms of revenue, the market for water and wastewater treatment in India is estimated to reach this Indian rupees 2.13 billions by next 5 years, and with the compounded average growth rate of 12.0% during this 5 year period. This energy sector market, green energy sector, is dominated by solar energy, followed by wind, biomass, and small hydro. And these several initiatives to promote solar parks, solar cities, solar farms, as well as the National Solar Mission are responsible for remarkable increase in solar capacity of India. Now, India's installed capacity for solar and wind energy at this year it is 40.09 gigawatts, and in majority of the wind energy projects are concentrated in 3 states: Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan, and Maharashtra. Because majority of these sites, they are easily wind is easily available with desired speed, wind velocity, and these are successfully implemented and are popular in that. Now, this country's aim is to attain green energy capacities of 175 gigawatts by next year and 275 gigawatts by next 6 years. These two-wheeler electric vehicles, these are now gaining momentum, and this is accounting for 96.91 of total sales volume. The government is planning in that way. Electric four-wheeler market has gained traction owing to gradual adoption of electric vehicles for public transport. Even these four-wheelers, they now government of India has made one circular in which within 5 years all automobile manufacturers, they have to manufacture, means eliminate this gasoline powered automobiles and produce electric vehicles only. So this is circular from government of India, Ministry of Road Transport. They have made that, and within 5 years, these all gasoline market products will not be manufactured in India. Only electric cars and green fuel or hybrid fuel will be utilized. This green technology market is concerned by the lack of course, there are some constraints in India, but numerical policies catering to various sub-segments of green technology also coordinate at the central and state levels. This startup face challenges in acquiring energy early funding, but with the help of this power purchase agreements, this green fuel is taking potential in that. India has slowly begun to realize pollution is not an inconvenient byproduct, but also fundamental threat to growth and development. And now we have made some this green energy transition. Of course, countries that upskill appropriately and create industries to manufacture has to gain that. And even China has already positioned itself as the world's leading exporter of affordable PV cells, photovoltaic cells. And China is exporter of that leading. And even Europe is innovating in wind, in Japan and US are giving patents in electrical vehicles. These are the countries those who made their leading role in that. Countries that will focus their attention on fossil fuel will find them losing market share in international market, because nowadays we are finding that these fossil fuels are these thermal power stations. These are now not that much means new concepts. These are not made nowadays. New means methane is also now utilized in that, and majority renewable energy is utilized here in India. And government of India is also making policies on that, turning out to be green marathon because of the time taken to develop new skills and industries and gain expertise in that. That is one of the challenge for India, because For renewable energy or solar panels, we require nearly 1 lakh engineers and technicians per year for operation and maintenance of this renewable energy infrastructure. But at present, we are providing our institutions, they are providing only 12,000. Is nearly 88,000 engineers and technicians are in deficit for operation and maintenance of these solar panels, renewable energy, wind, and this geothermal infrastructure or equipments. There is huge potential in means nowadays multi-skilling will be required, that is there, and hence this will be there. Investments in technology are necessary to advance green energy solutions and make the much needed transition towards sustainable energy infrastructure and maximizing consumer and economic benefits while minimizing energy losses and environment is essential to protect the health of the world for present and future generation. With all these promises, advancements are just the tip of the technology iceberg. Of course, these are the simple or the means those which are popular and which I have read or seen in news channels or TV reports or in the newspapers. Of course, some examples are there. Even some of our participants might be knowing better examples on renewable energy or green construction or green manufacturing aspects. So these are the plant walls, the textiles, bottle. No, these are no, some of these policies which we have to make compulsory. These are some of the market-based instruments where we have to make it compulsory. Then, because in India we have find that even rules are there, but enforcement it is not that much. Rules are made by Government of India, but enforcement is not that much effective. Hence, we have to make that compulsory. So these are some of the instruments where this can be market based. Even because of this BE, now companies they are manufacturing and they are providing that marketing aspect in that. Those who are energy efficient products, 12 products are under BE, and 12 products have been given this. Even cars are there, refrigerator, press is there, TV is there. These total 12 products under B they have been made, and these are Energy Star rating is there. Just like we seen one house in which this house is Energy Star rating is there. This nowadays these big construction groups are those who are builders and they are providing these concepts now under that Energy Star efficiency in that how this green construction is possible. So this is there. And this is the potential of green marketing, green technology market in India, where we are finding the majority is on electric market, water and wastewater treatment. because these are the challenges where we have to face at the front level. The government of India is facing these challenges. Vehicles, government has made one circular. All gasoline-based production of these vehicles will be stopped within 5 years, gradually. And after that, no any production, new production of means petrol or diesel-based power station, power vehicles. Only electric vehicles or hybrid vehicles will be there. Means some green fuels will be added, just like methane, or some green fuels are added. Methanol is added now. Ethanol is also added. Hydrogen car is there. Fuel cells cars are there. So these will be coming now. And this because this on gasoline, petrol and diesel, government of India is paying nearly 80% of this petrol and diesel we are importing from Gulf countries, and majority of our forex, foreign exchange reserve, that we are investing in that. This is one of the challenge for government of India. And moreover, pollution, economy plus health. And this air pollution, this has affected in majority of the metros in which Delhi, they have made one, I have seen on Star News and G News channel 7 8 months back when Corona was at its peak in India, and in which they have demonstrated one lungs photo outside at the one of the signals and outside the hospital, in which they have showed two pictures of lungs, in which one picture of lungs that was after exposure of 1 week in this exposure to this pollution or vehicle pollution, and this was totally dark, means it was infected. Means within 1 week this human lungs was totally infected, and because of that corona was at its peak in metros, because lungs lungs cancer or this pneumonia or this pepper what we call, that is the main attack of corona. And those who were means breathing problems, and they were also affected majority of this, and they lost their life. Hence they just to have means awareness or the impact of this how green means pollution is there. Hence these hospitals, they have taken one initiative and put that and shown to public, so that people now government of India is requesting. 2 days back I have seen read one circular from government of India in which they are requesting, advising all office goers to utilize these common vehicles instead of using single vehicle or personal vehicles. Utilize that, or a sharing of that is encouragement is there, or use public transports. So this is these are the of course at some time these will be there even now, just like it is compulsory for all government employees in Maharashtra those who have to take that vaccine both doses, otherwise our salary will not be provided from this month. The government has to take that such compulsory decisions also, because government is making hard efforts to so that people at least educated and those employed people, because we are educated people, we are knowing the impact of that. The government has made all these those who are employed in government offices, they should be vaccinated 2 doses, otherwise their salary will not be in this November month, we will not be getting salary if we are not providing COVID certificates of either dose 1 or 2. So this is the some of these initiative we have to make, government has to make, then only it is possible. Here we are finding that how it is taking, even some of the cases where we find that the other countries, even China, they have made that world's leading exporter of photovoltaic cells. Means in solar cell power generation infrastructure, they have made that they are the leader now, world leaders. Europe is innovating in wind, and Japanese and US are they are giving patents in electrical vehicles. Means they are leaders in that electrical vehicles, Europe in wind energy, and China in PV cells. So this is there because they have made that green marathon. For that, of course, we will be requiring that new skills, multi-skilling is required, experience is required in that. So we have to make that. Hence, my request to all of you, those who are attending this FDP, majority of you are PhD qualified or doing PhD. We are in teaching, so we are having manpower with MTech and BTech students with us, innovative minds are with us. So we can just give them some of the clues ki how this is possible, new technology, renewable energy is possible. And they will be working on that. Some patents will be given. Even Government of India, AICTE is compulsory, UGC is compulsory. For those who want to be professor under higher AGP, 12,000 AGP, two patents are compulsory. This is, of course, this is a compulsory part, but considering that means innovative or this motivating aspects, so we can make that at least those who are higher AGP professors, they have made some efforts and their students are benefited now. Their PhD scholars are their colleagues are their institutes are benefited, and because of this is having multiple effects on our ranking. NRF ranking, NBA ranking, NAC ranking, even ABET ranking and other organizations ranking, magazines ranking, it is considered everywhere. Number of patents, number of new technology developments, number of technology transfers, all these are considered. So it is there. So we have to think, we have to work on that. Because I know teaching is a somewhat lazy area in which whenever anybody is advocating for change management or move some changes, some new efforts taking, then of course he is facing some resistance, but we have no option, no alternative. We have to do. Otherwise, one other foreign universities will be coming and they will be superseding us. Just like in economy, it is there, same education, same will be happening. Even some of these educational institutions, they are utilizing that now in India also. They are doing that. They are patents, they are even Amity University and other universities I am reading, Parul University and other lovely professional universities, they are campaigning in that and they are publishing that their number of patents are there, more than 300 patents faculty. Whereas in government organization, only 5 to 10 patents throughout organization. Imagine the figures. In private universities, they are having 300 patents of faculty. In government organization, only 5 to 10. So this is there. That's why they are encashing that. The same is there. And it is for our survival. Not for nation or for anybody. It is only for our survival. We should do that. Otherwise, we will be trailing behind and anybody else will be leading. So we should do these type of activities, do some research. Then only we will be making our survival. Otherwise, it is difficult because up till now it was okay, but the days, of course, government has to market or the economy is providing these conditions compulsory for survival of any country for any person. So we have to make that. So these are some of the examples where they are utilizing that. Of course, this is pilot model, but they are working on that prototype they have developed, and it is experimental state. It is there, so we can do that. Even some of the private colleges, they are having good infrastructure, and they can do that research on that, and they are making that. These are some of the examples of green manufacturing, green construction. Even these plastic roads now, these 10 years back, this was at the initial stage. Now we are having good number of plastic roads in India. Almost in all IITs, it is compulsory. Plastic roads within campus, it is there. We have made that. This is smart grids and smart meters. These are now in India also. It is possible. They are working. We are going to utilize that. Of course, this is for us. If our environment, our vicinity, our closeness where we are residing, we are working, if it is not clean, definitely we will be suffering from that. And it is affecting our human productivity also. Because health is also affecting our productivity. If we are sound health, good, then we will be working full optimum output. That is there. This is one person, one innovator has done that, in which he is utilizing that he under one bulb, how energy is possible. That green energy. So these are the some of the ways in which. Yes, from my side it is okay. Now from your side, any questions or any query or any further suggestions, welcome. We can